Welcome back to the Red Path. Today, I really regret making this video. The pile of shame, the grey nightmare, the unpainted, the unbuilt, the unboxed. These are our greatest enemies, our most vile adversaries, more despicable than the vagabonds of the carrion god, more nefarious than those who follow the weak gods, more hated than the Xenos without honour. It is to every hobbyist detriment that we all shoulder these foul burdens, and I am here to admit that I too play a part in our collective regression. But before I share my own horror story, I want to highlight someone who is the very antithesis of hobby stagnation. The blogger Kraut Scientist and their blog Eternal Hunt. Recently I posted a video about the Triumph rope, and while searching for art I found an amazing custom Angron model, pictured here. The source was this blog. I emailed the owner to ask permission to use the image, but alas my email wasn't received in time, so I didn't use it. However, I have since received permission, so I'm going to take a little liberty here and show you plenty of stuff from the blog, which is absolutely magnificent. Please, take a moment after this video to check out some of the amazing conversion work and homebrew lore that Kraut Scientist has written. It is incredibly inspiring stuff for a hobbyist. Alright, now onto the video content. Over the last week I've been working on my little hobby area, getting it somewhat tidied up and sorted out to be better set up for YouTube stuff. Finding space for lighting, a green screen, dual monitors and all the other little things I need has caused me some headaches, and in doing so I had to move a bunch of my models around to allocate the much needed space. As I was doing so I realised my pile of shame has been growing and growing. Sure, it's not as bad as some folks, and I do have a considerable portion, probably 70-75% of my World Eaters painted, at least to tabletop standard, but it's not a great feeling to see this pile of models and kits still unfinished, knowing all the while there's a bunch of other stuff I still want to buy. So, I'm going to share my shame with you, so you can laugh and mock, or share your own horror stories in the comments. So, without further ado, let the intervention begin. First up is a picture of my works in progress. These are models or bits that I have done something to, ranging from just built to maybe needing some minor repair work. So let's start with the easiest fixes. Here you'll see my Leviathan Dreadnought, who I ignorantly based on a pink foam rock. Yeah, that wasn't smart. All I have to do here is find a more stable basing solution and he's ready for some weathering and blood effects. Above him you'll see an Exalted Champion missing a sword, a Warp Talon 80% painted and missing a flight wing, and my 30k Khan, Sans Gorechild. These models need literally 5 minutes of work, but they've been sitting there for months. Eesh. Next is a squad of Raptors. I got lucky and won these in an eBay lot. They're painted above my own talents, but they're based on 25mm, so I just need to rebase them and they'll be fine. I still haven't done it though. So now we're getting into the paint needed zone, a place I very much fear to tread. My Red Butchers. I've magnetised their arms but never got round to painting the metallics on their weapons. I hate metallic details, I hate them. So they've sat for a year or so with bright white weaponry, and unless I get my shit together they'll remain that way for a while yet. Now here's the base coated stuff. 13 Cultists, 4 Chaos Marines, 15 Berserkers, a Whirlwind Scorpius, 2 Rhinos, 2 Contemptors and their alternate weapons, and an old style Chaos Dreadnought. No reason for me to not pick up one of these and get some paint on them, but I'm lazy. Incredibly lazy. Now here's some terrain features I made a while back, some concrete walls that just need some craft paints and detail work thrown on, and some corrugated fences I'm trying to figure out. These just need some more modelling work done to the bulwarks, but it's mostly paint needed, and not much. Just some black, grey and dry brushing, and they'll be done. And yet I haven't done it. Are you seeing a theme here? Here's a Rhino stripped down. It just needs some TLC, rebased and painted. It'll probably stay like this until 12th edition when rhinos become temporarily broken. Until then, my friend. Oh, and I almost forgot. 2 more armigers I've never got around to finishing. At least they're base coated, but still, there's work to be done. Mostly washes and details, but still, I hate painting. And here's the shelf of shame. Let's see what resides in these forgotten boxes, shall we? 10 Sisters of Battle. I really want a Sisters army. It's never going to happen until I build them, is it? Oh yeah, here's most of another box that I've at least got partially built, sort of. Not even stuck on bases. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Here's a Chaos Land Raider. Why not? Just sitting there chilling, sure. They're not great at the moment, but still, it's a prime World Eater themed kit. You'd think I'd at least glue the poor bastard together, don't you? A fucking Baneblade. I completely forgot I had this. I originally wanted to make it a Chaos Renegade Baneblade, I think, a couple of years ago. Never got round to it. Kind of glad, actually, with them not existing at the moment. Maybe I'll get round to it one day. But probably not. Here's leftover bits from the Scorpius I bought. I haven't even clipped the spare bits off. I'm normally actually pretty good about that, at least. Organising all my bits into containers. Apparently I wasn't after this project, though. So that's my pile and shelf of shame. My second army, a little Tempestus Scion force, partially painted, partially based. At least they're all built. Not very uniform though, are they? Jeesh. Then Imperial support, some Assassins, Inquisitors and Sisters of Silence are painted, but 10 more Sisters unfinished, and a couple of older Assassins only base coated. And a third army, a little bit of Tau, built so I could play with my son, but he kind of lost interest, so I never really touched them. I think I'm going to be lending them to someone soon, and maybe he'll like them and take them off my hands, otherwise I'll expect they'll remain Greysept for life. Okay, so that's all my shame. There's quite a bit of it there, and I need to fix it, at least some of it. To be honest, I think I'll try and sell some of it on, but I know I want to get my Chaos stuff painted up at least. So hopefully, over the next few weeks, I'll get myself sorted to live stream a Teach Me to Paint, sit and chat style thing, where I'll paint and you can yell at me and tell me how to do it properly. Maybe I'll actually start to get decent at it too. I mean, shit, I should follow my own advice. You can't get good unless you practice, and I'm never going to level up my painting skills unless I put some work in. But what's the point of this video? Just pointless content to fill a void and appease the YouTube gods? Kind of, but also a little bit more. I know I've been beating myself up about this, but it's tongue-in-cheek. I honestly don't enjoy painting as much as many folks do. The playing is my favourite part of 40k, but I do try to respect my opponent by bringing a fully painted force to the table, and I think that's important, and something I want you to consider. This game is all about suspension of disbelief. Even if we cast aside the guns that shoot RPGs and space elves and magic, we still are attracted to it, at least in part, because a table full of painted models and terrain looks absolutely terrific. Playing 40k or making dioramas or whatever is just a superb method of escapism that takes us away from the burdens of daily life, something we all absolutely need. But that can be impinged upon when you bring your lovingly crafted army to a table and your opponent is using pop bottle caps or cardboard cutouts and, yep, grey plastic models. Look, I get it. There are absolutely situations where this is acceptable. Proxying a new unit to test the rules, legitimate Warhammer, a brand new player with a brand new army, it's all good. I'm not blanket dissing you here, folks. But I am saying we should all strive to get to a place where we can field a painted army, even if it's a rushed 3-colour standard. We play a game, and as much as we are competing against our opponent, we are also entering a social contract with them for various things. That we will play by the rules, that we will behave in a sporting manner, that we will respect their time, and so on. Another layer to this is that I think we should respect our opponent's expectation of an immersive and fun experience. And so we should try our best to bring painted models to games. It's hard, it's time consuming, and it's not always fun. But I 100% guarantee you that a game is 1,000 times better when it is visually appealing. It adds an entirely new level to an already enjoyable experience. So yeah, paint some models. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, but I understand if you didn't. Whichever way you feel, let me know with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And again, either way, I'd appreciate you subscribing, even if it's to disagree with me about every video. Keep me honest. Alright folks, until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and kill main bow.